Hello, I'm Superintendent Shaun Ferguson. I thought it would be important that our first responders knew firsthand some information that would help them get them through their tour of duty. With me, I have Dr. Corey Hebert, subject matter expert with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic that we're currently dealing with. So, welcome, Doctor, and I really truly thank you for taking time out of your day to share some information with our first responders.
I'm glad to be here. I got my yellow dot. I have no temperature over 100.4.
That is great. That is great. So do I.
That's
So
right.
do
That's
I.
right. That's right.
So we're just, we have our officers, we have our first responders who are very concerned with what it is that they're dealing with right now. Um, is there any advice that you could give our first responders when they're going on various calls, interacting with potential COVID-19 carriers, or even those that may have been exposed to COVID-19? Is there any advice that you can give our first responders?
When you walk into a situation and someone could possibly have the coronavirus, what you have to remember is that while this virus isn't airborne, meaning all the movies that you see on TV, outbreak, all these things were airborne, meaning you walk outside your house and then once you walk outside your house, you could just inhale it. Okay, that's not the way this is. But what it is that it's respiratory droplets. So as I'm speaking to you right now, respiratory droplets are coming out of my mouth. You don't see them, but they're coming out. As I'm breathing, respiratory droplets are coming out of my mouth, out of my nose. And what you have to understand is that that's why we're exercising this 6 to 8 feet social distancing, so that I can still talk to you, but those particles that are coming out are landing on you, but you're not really inhaling them because they're not you're far away, right? But what's happening is that they're landing all over the place. So when you walk into a situation, the odds are you're going to have some type of interaction with people talking or, even spitting on you as a first responder. You have to be careful because as long as you have your eyes covered, your nose covered, you need to wear gloves and you need to keep your hands washed. If you do that, you should be absolutely fine because all the orifices that this can get into your body, if they're covered, you're fine. However, you may walk into a situation where you don't have all those things at that particular time. You need to assess the situation, do not panic, and then walk away from the situation, put on that protective gear, and then go back into that situation.
Thank you. Now we are seeing an increase in testing. We are seeing an increase in cases that are presumptive positive. We're also seeing increase in deaths. Of course, that creates stress, that creates anxiety amongst our first responders. Is there any advice or pointers you could give our first responders as to how to deal with that stress, how to deal with that anxiety?
Yeah. First of all, when dealing with stress, you have to kind of come to grips with the facts of the matter. And the facts are the numbers are going to increase. Things in the past, you cannot control. Things in the future, you cannot control. But the things in the future that you may be able to control them. And then you will feel a sense of peace and calm. What you can control is keeping your hands washed. What you can't control is staying far back. If I stay far back enough from everybody, I can't get it. I cannot get it if I stay far enough back and keep my hands washed. Another thing, you need to get enough sleep. Your body regenerates. Your body regenerates a very systematic way overnight. Okay, as you sleep. If you don't sleep, your body cannot fight off any type of allergic reaction or any type of infection. Your body just can't do it. Don't sit in your house and eat a bunch of junk all day and drink Crown Royal and all that stuff all the time, right? You have to sit in your house and you have to eat 5 to 7 fruits and vegetables every day.
Also, we are going to have employees that are going to either be diagnosed with corona or be exposed to that. May even miss work because they have flu-like symptoms, if not the flu in itself. Should their co-workers be concerned once they've gone through the process and return back to work? Because there is some concern by some employees. Should they be around an individual who has been diagnosed with corona?
That's a really good question because as we start to look through this, I want people to really understand what this virus is. This is an RNA virus that came from the animal kingdom in a bat that actually transferred to a middle host in a Chinese market that somebody came in contact with as they were eating or cleaning that animal. Okay, not the bat, but the middle one. So nobody in the world, for all practical purposes, before that happened, had any immunity to this at all. So what I'm saying to you is that everything we're learning right now is new. Okay? But so when you make a decision, you have to make a decision on experience or data. Hopefully both. Whenever we make experiences about things that we know, it's based on data. What we're having to do now is make decisions based on experience. So Dr. Anthony Fauci, who has worked on viruses for 50 years, is spearheading this entire coronavirus epidemic, pandemic, is saying that this virus is following the way that other coronaviruses like SARS and MERS that's what this virus is following. So in that way, once you get infected, okay, or exposed, you will make antibodies to this, and for this season, you should not be able to be reinfected. So I say all that to say, the people that leave, and if they're gone for 14 days, and they come back, they're good. They're straight, based on the knowledge that we have right now.
I'm hoping at the end of the day that all of our first responders have gained something from Dr. Herbert in ensuring that we all are equipped with as much information as possible as we strive and push to do what we have signed up to do, which is to serve the citizens of New Orleans. So again, thank you, Doc.